Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Sunday. Are you guys all having a good Sunday? Oh my gosh, I'm having such a relaxing Sunday so far. And, oh, there's my pool crew number 2 people over there, standing outside their garage, just talking. I'm ready for the pool to open so I can see all these people again. Anyway, I'm having a really good Sunday, and when I get done vlogging today, I'm gonna read, watch shows, take a nap, get ready for the week ahead, and then I'm going into tomorrow and I'm gonna be filming a bunch, and I've got all kinds of stuff that I want to get done this week. So it's gonna be a very productive week, and today I'm just gonna relax and stuff like that. It was so funny because we just got back from brunch about 10 minutes ago. It wasn't windy earlier, and now it's kind of getting windy. But we were talking about next Sunday if we're going to be at Patio or not, because it's Easter Sunday. And so she was saying that, like, our friend that works there, the server, she was saying that it'll be pretty empty next week because most people for, like, Sunday brunch or, like, you know, Sunday lunch or whatever, after they go to church, and then after church they go somewhere where they can take, like, reservations. And Patio doesn't take reservations. And so she said it's not going to be that busy here. I don't think we have any plans next Sunday, so we'll probably go to Patio for brunch next Sunday. And so she said it will be pretty empty in here. And then she was like, now, are you guys going to church and stuff like that? She kind of laughed. We were like, no, we're not going to church next week. But anyway, I was telling her, because she lives close to the church that I grew up in. I probably still have it on my search because I pulled it up to show her. And she's like, what? I do still have it right here. She said, what church did you grow up in? Because I said that, she said, that's right down the street from where I live. And I said, Our Redeemer Lutheran. It's at like 32nd and Park. And she was like, I live right down the street from that. I said, I know. I said, you don't know what that church is? And she was like, I feel like I've seen it. And so I was showing her pictures of it. So for those of you guys that want to see, oh, maybe I should turn it this way. Let me see. Oh, and then that's really bad. Okay, now it's not showing up at all. So you can't literally see it. This is kind of like a church bulletin thing. But this is the church that I grew up going to. Our Redeemer Lutheran. Let me see if there's like a better picture on here. Oh, there's like a YouTube video about it. Somebody has a YouTube video up about it. That's interesting. Is it that church or is it a different church? Why is this the only picture that I'm seeing of it? I can't tell from looking at this if this is the church or not. Hold on a second. What's the YouTube video about it? Oh, it is. Redeemer Lutheran. Oh, no, this is Pendle, Pennsylvania. Why? This is so crazy on YouTube. So the channel is Redeemer Lutheran Church, and it's Redeemer Lutheran Church, Pendle, Pennsylvania, 2023 Thanksgiving. And then right underneath that video comes up Janice Joplin, To Love Somebody. And then it goes right into High Mass with procession for Palm Sunday. Oh, it's today Palm Sunday? Today is Palm Sunday, isn't it? Anyway, so I was showing her the picture of where the church was that I grew up in. So anyway, but she was asking us about that. But then she told us that this Thursday is the last day from the turkey chili, which is like Alex's all-time favorite. So he got a big container of it to take home, the turkey chili, because he loves the turkey chili. And then she said that they are discontinuing their bagels. I said, excuse me? Because we're not going to have bagels in here anymore. And there's this other couple that goes in there. They're a little bit older than us. That goes in there like every single day. And they're always in there at the same time that we're there. And she said we were kind of deciding on who was going to break it to them. And I said, why? And she said, because he literally gets a bagel every single day for brunch. Like, he gets a bagel and then he gets, like, you know, I think she said like a salad or something. And so she was like, he was like really upset about it when we told him. But they outsource, so they have like a bakery. Like Patio has a bakery here in Indianapolis. And so they make all their baked goods and stuff, I guess, except for the bagels. I just assumed they made the bagels there too, but apparently they don't. They outsource them from someplace in New York, and then they come here frozen. And she said that, so Patio recently was bought out. Like, they sold, the woman that owned, Martha Hoover that owned Patio, she sold all of them to like a corporation, and they're going to franchise them. So there might be a Patio, Cafe Patio, coming to a town near you really soon, because it's going to be like a national chain. But anyway, which is kind of weird after all these years. I mean, she retired and all that kind of stuff. I think she owns like 1 or 2 restaurants still, but other than that, she sold like all the restaurants. And she does fantastic work, like I've talked about, like the public programs that she does and all that kind of stuff. But all of like the ingredients she always like outsourced locally. And then they have a Patio bakery. It's like you can't go in there. I don't think you can. I'm almost positive you can't go in there and buy things, but it's what like outsources all the bread and like the donuts and things like that, that they make it all there in the bakery. So I just assumed that the bagels were made there too. Well, the new company wants everything like outsourced locally, whatever town it's in, or to come right out of that bakery. And so since the bagels don't, they're going to discontinue the bagels. And I was like, couldn't they just make bagels there too? And she said, well, I think that you have to have like, she started laughing when she told us. She's like, you have to have like a whole, like, she said different kinds of equipment. I said like a bagel making machine. And then why in my head do I go to that fantastic book that I loved as a kid? It was like, if my mom were here right now and I said, what's one book? Well, I mean, she couldn't narrow it down to one book. But if I said, what are 3 books that remind you of me being a kid? Or like a book that I had to always get at the library? She would probably say Go Dog Go. And she would say Fish Out of Water. And then the third book that she would say is Homer Price and the Donut Machine. Do you guys, or the Donut Shop, or whatever that book was called? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Homer Price? Okay. So it's about this guy. I think there's like 3 Homer Price stories in that book. But Homer Price went to like work for his uncle's donut shop or something. Do you guys remember this? Okay. I know somebody out there is like, I think they made it into like an after school special too. Homer Price and the Donut Machine. Here it is. Okay. Here. Oh my God, this looks just like it. So you can see this is exactly what it looks like. That's the book right there. Okay. But it ends up like the donut machine breaks and it won't stop. Hold on a second. Where is it at? 6 episodes in the life of Homer Price, including one in which he and his pet skunk capture 4 bandits and another about a donut machine on the rampage. His donut machine will not stop making donuts. I think it's just because I loved donuts as a kid. And so there's just like donuts lined up all over this donut machine. I love that. I'm going to have to get that book. I'm going to have to get that book and read that story again because it's been so forever. You know what I didn't do? Because I got right into telling all the stories today, is a time and temperature check. So it is currently 3:23 p.m. on this, well, it kind of seems like a spring Sunday afternoon because it's kind of windy. Well, the wind just kind of stopped. It started and then it stopped. It's not warm, but it's not cool. I think I actually looked at the weather before I got dressed. Yeah, it's 61 degrees outside. And my dad is texting me. And my stepmom's texting me. We're like making lunch arrangements. But anyway, it is I don't know, it's like cloudy. It's not super sunny outside. Like late in May, it's like really sunny. It's like summery and stuff like that. But, oh, I want to ask this question because Nikki and I were talking about this. And I said something about I was going to mention it on the vlog yesterday, and then I forgot to mention it on the vlog. And she's like, yeah, please mention it on the vlog because I want to know what other people, like what their experiences with that. Okay, I've never heard of this before. So she was telling me that this week is her kids' spring break. And I said, oh, like what day? She said, I think like either Wednesdays or like it either starts on Wednesday or it starts on Thursday. She's like, I think Wednesday they have a half day and then they are off Thursday, Friday. And then they go back like they're off on Monday or they go back on Tuesday or something like that. I didn't really understand it, but they're really off like 3 or 4 days. Or 3 days. And I said, that's spring break? And she was like, yeah. She was like, they just get off for Easter. Her kids go to public schools, okay? So I said, so it's not like for the religious holiday of Easter, right? And I said, you only get 3 days for spring break. I said, is that like a new thing with a new calendar and stuff like that? And she said, no. She goes, it's always been that way. I go, Nikki, it can't always be that way. She goes, why is it? She goes, because she didn't know. And I said, she said, is it spring break right now for everybody? I said, it has been for like the last 3 weeks. I mean, I feel like every one of my girlfriends, like their kids have been on spring break. Like Tanya, I know because the kennel is always super packed during spring break. And like, I think this weekend is the end of spring break for like high school kids and stuff like that because, and you know, grade school kids and whatever. Because Tanya was like, she had so many dogs going yesterday and then she's like, and the last of them go on Monday. And she's like, that's the end of spring break. So I think like this weekend is the end of spring break. But like all of my friends are on vacation. Alex's girlfriends have been like taking their kids on vacation and stuff like that. And so, I mean, most of them just got back like a day or 2 ago from spring break. And I said, don't you know it's spring break? Like, it's been spring break. And she goes, we never had spring break where I live. Nikki doesn't live like, I mean, she lives like a suburb of Pittsburgh. It's not like she's like out in the middle, you know what I mean? And so I said, you've never had spring break. And she goes, even when I was growing up as a kid, we only got like 3 days around Easter. We didn't get like a full spring break. She goes, I can't be the only one like that. I go, girl, where I live, some people are getting 2 weeks at spring break. And I said, because, you know, they're on like the year-round calendar now where it's like you get 6 weeks for summer, you get 2 weeks for fall break, or maybe a week for fall break, you get like 2 weeks or I think, or longer at Christmas, or we call it what, winter break. And then you get like 2 weeks at spring break, and then you stop like later and go back earlier. And she's like, no, we've never gotten spring break. And I said, even when you were growing up, she's like, even when we were growing up, we just got those days. She was like, she's like, I want you to ask the people in the vlog. She was like, because I want to know if like we're the only ones. I've never heard that before. I feel like every person I've ever known from whatever state they came from always had spring break. Always had spring break. Is anybody else out there like Nikki and you guys didn't get it? I think it'd be interesting to know that. What is this? Are we getting a delivery? I ordered all this stuff a couple days ago, but I didn't think. There's no way. Oh, it is. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Put the packages inside. I think I'm going to show them probably in a haul sometime this week. But I'm kind of surprised they came so quickly because, well, it's not all the packages. It's not all the packages. So I ordered some new, well, it's not glassware, it's plasticware. I ordered some new, like, plastic, like, cups for outside for the back patio. Well, for the front patio too, but mostly for the back patio at night when Alex comes up. Because, see, I'm going to make it real nice and stuff. From Etsy. But then I also, from Etsy and from a bird shop, okay, I ordered like, well, I ordered bird seed. That's like specific to the Midwest. And then I ordered like 3 or 4 bird feeders. You guys, I kind of went to town a little bit. And then I ordered pollinator waters. So like the bees and the butterflies and stuff. They're like these big flowers. And then I ordered, I think 2 or 3, I think maybe it was like 4. I don't remember. But I got like water bath, like bird baths. I ordered stuff from Etsy, and I ordered stuff. Do not get on Etsy and look at bird baths and bird houses. Because it's like, there is the most unique stuff. And I was like, just imagining this tree out here just like covered in birdhouses, and people are going to be like, who is that old lady that lives in that house with all those birdhouses in her tree? Oh my God, I was like, I gotta have it. Some of it are so expensive. They have like these hand-painted, hand-constructed birdhouses on Etsy that are literally like $800. I was like, no, we're not doing that. We're doing the $20, $30 ones. But I wanted my birds to have a front porch, and I wanted them to have little windows with, like, you know, flower boxes painted on and stuff like that. But I didn't get all that. I just got kind of some basic ones. But anyway, I'm real excited about that. But then I had to get, like, bird feed, too, because I don't have all that kind of stuff. I got to rearrange, like, the whole thing. Who was I talking to the other day that said... Because I got to make sure that when, like, in the garage, when I put it all in the garage to get, like, all the bird feed and the squirrel feed and stuff, I have the squirrel feed in there in, like, a plastic container right now. But the one I have has just a lid on it that clips. And somebody was telling me the other day that they had one of those in their garage, and I can't remember what animal it was, got in there, and then was, like, going in there, and that's bad. You don't want that, obviously. So you got to get the kind that has the clips on the end, you know, where you clip it into place on the end. We have those in the basement. So... But anyway, I'll be showing that stuff. I'm going to wait till it all comes. So I've got to go through. I ordered, y'all, it was too much. It was too much. I ordered, like, no, I don't even know how many birdhouses. Like 4 or 5 birdhouses. And, people every once in a while, they'll ask me about that bird thing that I ordered and I paid for, and then it never came, and then I made the video. People always have Bird Buddy or something like that. Oh my God, I still get bombarded with those emails. So anyway, people ask me, they're like, you never made that video, blah, 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 whatever. No, because it was a huge ordeal. It took forever for it to get here. Then by the time that it did, I was kind of over it, if you want to know the truth. I was like, I'm not really into this anymore. Like, I was so excited about it. And then I just was kind of over it at that point. But then, if you remember, another company was like, they were like, we'll send you this, you know, bird camera thing with an app or whatever. Now there's like 50 of them out there that are all just very similar to this. Did you see it? You know? Anyway, I saw them last night when I was looking online, because when I started putting in birdhouses, they all came up. But I still have both of those birdhouses, the kinds you put on your window or wherever, you know? And then, I like that sound. It's my ring. But anyway, they, you know, the kind that you put in the window or you put them outside that has the camera in it and you download the app. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of just like a birdhouse, like old-fashioned birdhouse now. I'm kind of into that more than I am. But I still have both of those cameras. I have them in the garage in a box, so maybe I'll do that this summer. That'd have to be a real slow day. We'll see. Anyway, but yeah, I'm like making sure so I got my pillows for out here. I don't have a wreath yet. I don't know what I'm going to do about a wreath. I had this wreath the other day I showed you guys, and people were like, oh, I really like that wreath. But then, later I was like looking up online. That wreath was like $269. No, true story, it was. So I got on Etsy, and I was like, surely don't call me Shirley, there's got to be another wreath on here that's not $269. Well, there were. They're still expensive, like those, you know, handmade wreaths, but they weren't $200. Some of them were like $40 or $60. I mean, still expensive, but not, you know, $200. I think $269 is a lot for a wreath. But anyway, and you don't know, like, if it comes and then you don't like it, that's $269. I mean, you can send it back, but anyway. But then I remembered, do you guys remember the pillows that I bought were like the red and white gingham pillows for out here? And I was like, well, that wreath that I saw wouldn't match it at all. Thank God I remembered that. So I was like, I need kind of like, because I was thinking about this when I was ordering like the birdhouses and things, so it all kind of matches. They're going to think some eclectic, eccentric, crazy old lady lives in this house is what they're going to think. So anyway, and I don't care. And I don't care at all. So anyway, then I was looking at wreaths. I don't think maybe I want a wreath. Now, somebody a couple years ago sent me a sign. I still have it in the garage. I put it up here last year, I think. And it says something like, my front porch is my safe place, or my happy place, or whatever. I still have that sign in the garage. I put it up like the year before. So I might just put that one out there. But I actually might like nail something lower and then have the sign out there and then something on top of it that's red. I'd like to have something red out here to kind of match the pillows. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe there's something red to match the pillows will just be the flowers, you know? But I'm real excited about it. I don't know who said this to me yesterday, but they said that, or the day before, that after Easter, my hostas will start growing. I hope so. They're coming, like, these three are coming up good. These ones in the middle are the ones I'm worried about. I mean, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing one thing come up. I'm seeing weeds, but I'm not seeing anything come up. So anyway, yeah, today is a nice, like, was I doing the weather? Is that what I was talking about? Today is like a nice, like, it reminds me kind of like, I think I've told this story before. Well, I think that was the end of the year, not the beginning of the year. I don't know when it was. I'd have to ask my dad. It reminds me of, so my dad, before he had a boat in Michigan, have I told this story before? Somebody yesterday said they love me, even if I've told the story 5 times, they love me telling the stories again. So I know I've told this story at some point. So my dad and his business partner, the other doctor that he was in business with, at one point my dad had 5 partners. He and his main partner were the ones that started the practice. At one time my dad there were 5 partners total, and then it was just the 2 of them again, and then there was like 4, and then it was just 2, but it was always these main 2. My dad and his business partner, he's from England. So my dad's business partner and his wife, who was like my mom's like best friend the majority of her life, she was from Canada, she was from Toronto, and my dad's business partner, the other doctor, the other plastic surgeon, was from England. Went to boarding school with Dudley Moore. Knew Dudley Moore really, really well. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, so that was like my dad's business partner his entire life. And retired probably about 10 years. He's a little bit older than my dad. He retired about, I have no idea how much older than my dad he is. My dad will be 84. he's probably close to 90. Still on a sailboat every single day. They were like these, my dad, my stepmom, my dad's partner, they're all like big sailing freaks. So, but they live in like, between like Marco Island and Naples now is where my dad's old partner lives. And they're like, they sail every day and stuff like that. So anyway, so before they got boats in Michigan, so they had a boat, they had a sailboat in Saugatuck at the same time we did. And then they ended up getting rid of their sailboat, and then they ended up getting a big, what are those boats called? The Chris Craft boats. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Is that what they're called? The big speed boats back in the day. They're not really speed boats. What is my stepmom texting me? Oh, she's confirming. Oh, okay. Oh, Alex will love that because he loves that place. Just texting my stepmom about the side of that. What was I saying? Okay, is that what it's called? A Chris Craft. Hold on a second. Those big boats. They had like a 50 or 60 foot Chris Craft boat. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Chris Craft Luxury. It was like a 50 or 60 foot. No, it was white. Well, these are pretty fancy. Anyway, they had like, it was like 3 stories. Like the top was like where they like steered the boat, and then the main floor was like the cabin and stuff like that. But then they had like bedrooms below. It was like 60 feet. They ended up trading for that one, the sailboat. But before that, at Lake Monroe, which is in Bloomington, he and my dad, I think he got the boat first. I remember my mom being there. So this would have been like when I was really, really young. And I remember us going out there. Maybe it was before my dad had a sailboat. I don't remember. Now, I would have been really, really young if my mom was there. I mean, I would have been before 5 or 6. I would have had to have been. So I don't even know how I remember it. But we were at Lake Monroe, which is in Bloomington, Indiana, where IU is. And my dad and my dad's partner and his wife, it must have been before they had kids. They were supposed to come into the dock and meet us. Well, when we like pull up there, it's like horrible, horrible storms. And I don't know why, but do you guys remember that song? All we are is dust in the wind. Okay, so that was like on the radio or something, like when we were like pulling in, and it was like, you could see the storms coming in, and for some reason, like, I thought they were dead or something as like a little kid, like, and I heard that song, like, and to this day, like, that song makes me so sad whenever I hear that song. Was it by Kansas or somebody like that? That song, Dust in the Wind, who is that by? That song makes me, I know when somebody be like, Peter, you didn't know who that was by. That song still makes me so sad to this day because of that song. Who sang that song? Dust in the Wind. Oh my God, it is by Kansas. How did I ever know that? Anyway, you see the music video and everything. But that song still makes me sad to this day. The other song, like, do you ever have songs that are attached to, like, memories from when you were a childhood? Okay, I've told this story before, too. So I used to do these tennis camps in the summer. I did, like, several different ones. But one that I used to do was at North Central High School, which is where Caroline went to high school. They have probably 40 tennis courts. Oh, God, probably more than that. Probably 60 tennis courts back there. So they used to do these huge, like, tennis camps every summer. It was this woman that she's really big into tennis. Like, I know her whole family and everything. And she would have, like, major people come and stay with her during, like, the RCA tennis championships and whatever in the clay courts. So anyway, she ran this tennis camp. And my friend that passed away a couple years ago, if you guys remember, we were in Miami. My friend passed away from cancer. It was her mother-in-law that ran it. And so they were, like, really knew all the tennis people. Well, anybody that played tennis when, like, Caroline and I were growing up, winter tennis camps, some went for, like, 1 year. Most people that, like, were really into tennis went, like, every year for, like, 8 years or something like that. Anyway, so every year at the end of the year, it was, like, kids from, like, kindergarten all the way through, like, seniors in high school that were playing competitive tennis. And that were also, like, the coaches, like, the college kids that came back and they were, like, the coaches, the teams. I mean, it was this intensive thing. People have gone on from this to be, like, to play professional tennis from this camp. This camp was a great camp. And so at the end of the year, they would have this big party because the woman and her husband, she doesn't live there anymore, but they used to live on this road called Morningside Road in Indianapolis, which if you live in Indianapolis, it's in Williams Creek. Their house was phenomenal. It was gorgeous. And they had a tennis court, and I think they had 2 tennis courts and a swimming pool and all this kind of stuff. So at the end of the year, they would have this huge party every year, right? And so, I know I've told this story. I feel like I just told this story not too long ago. And so everybody was invited. And depending on like your age group, like if you were like 5, 6, you brought like a dessert. If you were like 7, 8, you brought, you know, like this. It was like this huge pitch-in. Well, I didn't want to go to this thing, but I had made this one friend that summer. And like his mom and my mom were friends with each other because they would like carpool or whatever. And so my mom was like, no, you need to go. You're going to meet him there and whatever. And so I just didn't want to go. And I remember my mom was like all ate up with the fact that she had to like take a dessert. We had to bring a dessert. Like she just dropped me off there. She had to like make a dessert and she was all worried about it being healthy. And there was this period where my mom went through, it must have been like part of it, where she went through this whole wheat kick. I mean, today it's like nothing for people to say that, but 2 things that were so weirdly in my growing up years, okay, that my mom changed us to because of health reasons, that I can remember when she like pulled it on us, pulled it on me and her. It was so weird. And the first was like whole wheat anything. Like I like whole wheat bread, but I'm talking about like whole wheat spaghetti was like the first thing she tried to pull on us. And I was like, what is this? And she's like, it's healthier for, I can remember like not wanting to eat the spaghetti because it just tasted so different. And the other thing, and if you lived through this, you'll understand what I'm talking about. For you kids out there that just grew up with it, it's like no big thing, okay? Skim milk. When that stuff came out, I can remember my mom was like one of the first people to buy it, talking about the health benefits of skim. My mom was always watching all those shows and reading all those articles way back before, you know, that antioxidants, all, because she was talking about that stuff and blueberries and all this kind of stuff. What are you doing?
Are you making a video?
I am. What are you doing? Are you making a video? I wanted to see what you were doing. Hey, what are they doing next door? She said, looking at me. What are they doing next door? Is she still there? Is she still there? She is? Is she out there right now? Oh, okay. Are you guys grilling out today? You got guests and all kinds of things over there. Oh, okay. All right. Cheers. I got some. Oh. She said, we'll continue to talk about you. Okay, so when we came home today, my neighbor, the neighbor that's 2 over from her. Okay, so the man that lived next door to her, to my neighbor across the street, the gardener and the griller, he passed away. They sold his condo. They have gutted that place. That condo must be gorgeous inside. I don't know, but they have gutted that place, and apparently those people are moving in any day now. I don't know. But then on the other side of the driveway, the driveway is like, it splits off like this, right? On the other side of the driveway is this woman. She's real sweet. And she was always like, she loved Boo Radley. She just loved him so much. And she was one of the only people in the neighborhood, besides the other woman that was a school teacher, that, like, when I said originally, she goes, oh my God, from To Kill a Mockingbird. And she even said, oh, Mr. Arthur. She said that, Mr. Arthur Radley. I always think about, like, the next dog I might want to call him Mr. Arthur. Except I know somebody whose dog's name is Arthur. And also, I feel like that's too close to Boo Radley. I'm really getting caught up in the names of dogs. But then last night, like, I was just missing Boo so much. But anyway, so when we came home from brunch, it's like, it looks like her son or daughter, and then, like, and their spouse, and then, like, their granddaughter, who's, like, in high school or something. And they're out there, and they're, like, weeding, and they're, like, doing her front yard and whatever. When we pulled past, when Alex drove past, I, like, looked, and her car was in the garage. She's, like, probably, I don't know, 90. She still drives. But she's, like, this little minivan, and it wasn't in the garage. And I was like, why are they, I mean, whenever you see that, something around here, like, family members cleaning out houses that you have never seen these people before. I've never seen these people before in my entire life. You start getting a little worried, like, did something happen or whatever. And she's always so friendly. Like, sometimes I've helped her with her what do you call it? Her trash cans, but she likes to do it herself. She pushes it with her cane. She's like, no, I've got it, but thank you, Peter. And she'll push it with her cane all the way up. She kind of likes to do it herself, you know? And I understand that too. Like, that's one of the things living in this neighborhood. It's like, I think sometimes we get offended when we want to help people and people don't want to receive the help. I think one of the things I've learned in living in this neighborhood is that no matter like how old you are, you still want to be productive, self-productive, right? You know, and so I think a lot of the people in this neighborhood, like, they're very like helpful, like they're very thankful for any help that you give them, but they also want to be able to continue to do things as long as they can on their own, you know? And so I don't push it. I'm just like, hey, do you need some help with those? But anyway, I was like so worried about her because I love this woman. She's so nice. And her friend from next door, this one's like 6'5", okay? You can see her. She walks down the street. She's carrying her glass mug every day. I see her, and she'll be like, going over to so-and-so's house for coffee. Every day she comes there for coffee. Is that not so cute? I love that. So anyway, I'm glad because I was worried that something had happened to her. But I can't see because... well, because of this right here, I can't see. That's all I can see. So, see, my neighbor, she comes like right there. That's how I saw her, because she was standing right there. But I can't see past that wall. So I didn't know. And I'm like, is she out in the yard right? She's like, yeah, she's out. So she must be out there with them now. But anyway. So, oh, the tennis thing. I've told this story so many times. People are like, oh, God, Peter, the story again. Come up with some new stories. I do. I need to think of some other memories that I have from... I feel like I've told probably everything in my entire life. So anyway, I go to this party, right? And I feel like the older I get, like, it seems like in just the last 2 years, I don't remember things as well as I used to remember them. I don't know why. But anyway, so I remember going to this party, and my mom made, I was talking about the whole wheat. So my mom made this dessert, and it was like this whole wheat fruit pizza. I remember it had like slices of kiwi on it. I mean, it looked pretty, but nobody was gonna want it, okay? I mean, next to like a brownie or, you know, like a cookie, nobody was wanting this fruit pizza, nobody was. And she was so excited about this fruit pizza. And so I remember walking in, I can see it, it's so weird because like did this long driveway, Williams Creek is like where the rich and famous of Indianapolis used to live. I mean, these homes 60 years ago were $1 million homes. I mean, they are fantastic homes. It's gorgeous in there. Peyton Manning used to live in there. Peyton Manning used to have like this colonial style house, and he had this huge yard, and it was gorgeous. So anyway, oh my gosh, the tripod fell, and it was like the saddest. It was like the saddest. Ooh. I kind of like went with it. And then I started the camera again, and as soon as I started the camera, there's something going on over here that sounds like the world's loudest, like, I don't know, it doesn't sound like really like a lawnmower. I don't know what it sounds like. So I just sat here for a second. It was like, it kept on like going, like somebody was trying to start it, and then it stopped, and now it stopped. So let's just hope it stayed stopped. But it was kind of the saddest. So I have both of the tripods next to each other. So I don't even know which one is better than the other. It's like the mysterious fourth battery. So, you know, I took that battery out of my coat pocket. Okay, I forgot it. I was sitting in that chair when I was like, oh my God, the fourth battery that I've been looking for is in this coat pocket. Okay. So then I left it in the coat pocket, and then people were reminding me, you still have the battery in the coat pocket. And I was like, oh yeah. So I finally got it out and I charged it, and I thought, oh, it's gonna be a brand new battery. But I think that battery is like the one that like at 30 minutes always stops, right? But because I constantly, so at any given time, I have 2 batteries in the battery chargers. So it's like, there's like an orange light on them, okay? When you're charging them and they're like not charged yet. And then when they're charged, it goes to this green light. So when it goes to a green light, I take them, and in the cabinet, I put them in this little wooden bowl that I got from Trader Joe's. And then I have 2 of them that are charged at any given time. So I don't know out of the 4, I mean, it doesn't say like this one stops at 30 minutes. And I always, like, when I have that battery in the camera, I don't usually know unless I do my vlog, because I know when I get to the 30-minute mark, it kind of stops. But other than that, like on my drama channel video or whatever, it's like, I'm usually like, I just film like 1 or 2 videos and then I stop anyway. So that's around that amount of time. So I don't usually know, you know what I mean? So, but when I do it on the vlog, then I'm like, I always forget, like, that's a bad battery to put in, like, so, you know, you can take batteries to, like, Best Buy and places like that to, like, donate. So I always forget to do that. So anyway, it's just a bad battery. I don't even know how much time I've been vlogging now. I don't remember what time I started. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, so what was I talking about? Oh, the tennis camp. The tennis camp into the summer party. Okay, so yeah, so it was this into the summer party. And my mom had made this whole wheat, fruit pizza. Oh, before I wanted to say about the skim milk. Skim milk was such a weird concept when my mom brought it into the house. I remember, like, people were talking about it on, like, talk shows and news stations. I remember when skim milk started coming around. It was, like, a really big deal. Because when I grew up, you drank, like, 2% even kind of seemed like a weak milk. You drank, like, whole milk, you know, like, when 2% was, like, that was, like, you were being real healthy if you're drinking 2% milk. But then when skim milk came around, I remember my mom, the first time she ever got it, I vividly remember this, and her putting it in a glass. I was like, Mom, that milk is gray. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, that milk is gray. It is gray and watered down. I am not drinking that milk. And she's like, this is skim milk. It's healthier for you. I was like, that is gross. And she's like, just taste it. It tastes completely fine. And I remember tasting it. My mom had grown up on, like, why can't I remember what they call it? But anyway, and she would, like, compare it, and just, like, when I drank this stuff, like the powdered milk kind of thing, and I was like, this is so gross. It took me I can remember for years, I think skim milk, which is weird, because today, I mean, I hardly ever drink skim milk, but if I do get milk, well, today I get, like, almond milk, or one of those kinds of things. I don't get, like, milk, but when I did, before I started drinking the almond milks and things like that, I would get skim milk. Because that's what I drank. And there was a period of my life, like, when I was working out, the battery just went to the halfway mark. This is the battery! Oh my God, this has to be the bad battery. I don't know how long I've been vlogging, though. Anyway, okay, we're gonna get through this tennis story, and then I'm gonna go get the new battery. Okay, so anyway, so I got used to skim milk, but I can remember my mom first brought that was the devil's milk. It was. And if you are my age and you remember when your parents started drinking the skim milk, I mean, there are people, like, I can remember it being, like, a huge thing. I can remember going over to people's houses and they would be like, don't bring that skim milk. We drank whole milk of this. I mean, it was like a big deal when skim milk came around. It was so gross. It was so gross. But anyway, so I remember going to this, because my mom was going through this, like, real healthy thing. She always did. So everything was whole wheat. So she made this whole wheat fruit pizza dessert. I can't even imagine why she thought anybody would want that. But anyway, probably because she knew if she made cookies, she'd burn them. Because my mom always burned cookies, and then she'd say, well, I like the burned ones. So that's how she got away with that. But she knew nobody else did, so she couldn't, like, have me show up with a tray of burnt cookies, you know? I mean, she did care about me, you know what I mean? So anyway. Oh my God, this story alone, my mom is rolling in heaven laughing. She is laughing so hard at this. Well, not the end of the story. The end of the story is kind of sad. But anyway, so I go to this end of this party, you know. And, like, I was always a really good tennis player. So, like, the coaches and people were always nice to me. Like, and that environment, I mean, and tennis was such an escape for me because I was just really naturally talented at tennis. And I was always very good from, like, the word go. And so it was an area that I really was never bullied in. Like, other players didn't bully me. I mean, because it was very much kind of like, oh, you have a lot to say, let's take it to the court. And I'd whip their ass. I mean, that's just really how it was. And coaches always respected me. I had very good work ethic when it came to tennis. I hated conditioning, but I showed up for conditioning. I did the conditioning. I did I did all that. And I loved it. And I loved tennis. I loved tennis so much. And so when I was growing up, and then until I didn't anymore, you know. And that was in high school when I started playing for, like, high school tennis. And then for me, there was something that, I don't know how it changed, but I've talked about that before too. So anyway, but people are always really nice to me. I just didn't have a lot of friends. I've always been a loner. Like, in everything I've done, I've always been a loner. And so I just didn't have a lot of friends at that time, you know? And so, but everybody was nice to me. And I can remember going to the party, and it was kind of like, I can remember people, like, I can see it, because I walked up the driveway. The driveway was huge. This house kind of sat on the top of this hill, and it had this long driveway that went up around the side. And then when you came up to the back, the pool was right there. And then they had 2 tennis courts. I'm, like, looking down at it. And then they had 2 tennis courts on the other side. And then the house was, like, this big, huge, like, English Tudor house. Incidentally, kind of looked a little bit like Fox Hollow Farms. It wasn't Fox Hollow Farms. It was in Williams Creek. Fox Hollow Farms is not in Williams Creek. Anyway. So, I can remember, like, my mom dropping me off and being like, I'll pick you up at such and such time. And I was like, okay. And I think, like, she didn't tell me before. I don't remember Anyway, this kid was supposed to meet me there. I don't know if I knew before, if I didn't know before. I don't remember now. But anyway, I remember going up, and around the pool, they had all these, like, tables that were set up. This is so weird. Like, if you had asked me around that time, like, how significant do you think this event is going to be in your life? I would have said not at all. Like, if you had asked me that night, like, I'd have been like, it's not at all going to affect me. It's so weird over the thousands and thousands of thousands and thousands of memories that I have from my childhood that this is one of the memories that I have the most of. You know what I mean? It's so, that affected me the most. Because I never would have thought at that time this is what was going to affect me. But I remember going in, and it was like they had all these long, like, card tables set up, you know, or what are they called? Like, you know, big tables. Like the you know, the ones where you have, like, they have them in, like, in 12-step meetings, they have them all up, you know. But that's what I'm talking about, the long tables. You know what I'm talking about? That you sit up and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, and then it was like, one would have, like, salads, and one would have, like, you know, the main course, and cheeseburgers, and hot dogs and stuff, and then one had, like, the desserts. I can remember putting my mom's on the back of this thing for desserts. But anyway, and then there was this pool. It was like all the food was by the pool, and there was a tennis court. And I can remember I kind of like went and like walked around for a little bit looking for this one friend that I had. And for some reason, I don't remember now why he didn't show up. I think he was sick or something like that. I found out later. Anyway, I don't remember. I don't think I knew at the time that he wasn't coming. Or maybe my mom told me and she was like, you're going to go anyway. I can't really remember, honestly. It's so weird. For a second I thought, well, ask my mom, and then I just like stopped myself. But anyway, God, it's weird. Anyway, I remember sitting by the pool, like in this chair the whole night. Like, I didn't talk to anybody. People would like walk by and they'd be like, hey, Peter, and stuff like that. But like, I didn't, like, I wasn't, even people were nice to me. I wasn't popular. I didn't really know people. And I remember just sitting there that whole night, and I remember that song by the Motels played, Only the Lonely. And I can remember when it came on, because I can remember afterwards, like, buying the 45 and becoming kind of, like, weirdly obsessed with that song. Do you guys know Only the Lonely? Isn't that the Motels? Or is that not how, that song is a different song. That's by, maybe it's not Only the Lonely. Maybe that one's Only the Lonely. What's the Motels song called? Motels songs. It is Only the Lonely. But that's not the version. That song I'm singing is the Roy Orbison version, I think. I can't play this because it'll, hold on a second. It's playing this. Why can't I remember how that song goes? This is driving me crazy now. And I've got to get the story done before the battery dies. Okay. The commercial, Affleck, is almost done. Oh my God, that just took me back to sitting next to that pool. Hold you over and only couldn't be. Anyway, I listened to that song. They were playing it like on the, like, you know, some DJ or something. I don't know. But I remember getting so sad hearing that song. And then I had to buy the 45 of it afterwards. But I remember I was sitting there. It was like right as that song was playing or afterwards, I just was like, I am like all alone. I think like one of the reasons why that stands out to me is because there's been so many times in my life that I have felt very similar to that. You know, I've said before that I could be like in a room full of people. I feel more alone actually in a room full of people than I do with just my husband or Tanya or by myself. Like, I feel really alone in like a room full of people. There's been so many moments in my life that I have felt very, very, very alone. And so yeah, so I think that was one of the moments. I think that's why it stands out to me that I felt really, really lonely. And I remember then, like, one of the coaches or one of the older kids, like the high school kids, came and they were like, Peter, your mom's here. She's waiting for you in the driveway. And so I went over, and I had to bring, like, the tray home for the fruit pizza, right? And, like, nobody had eaten any of it. And I remember I just, like, took the whole pizza and I, like, ditched it into, like, this bush. Because I didn't want my mom's feelings to be hurt. And And so I took it like I like went out there in the driveway. My mom was like, did you have a good time? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, did people like the fruit pizza? They ate all of it. I didn't say anything. But anyway, isn't it weird the things you remember? It's weird the things you remember, isn't it? All right, I'm going to go inside and get another battery because this is going to die any second. So I will be back in 2 and 2. You too. Don't walk too hard. Okay, I'm back. So, got sidetracked for a little bit. So I changed the battery, and then I came out here and I sat down. I have to tell you guys what happened. So I just was like, so I don't remember. I may have, so I came out here and I sat down like getting ready to vlog again. And I was like, these birds were in the yard. And so I got thinking about the bird feed. And I was like, before I come back and vlog, this is how distracted I get. I was like, I need to go and I need to get one of those plastic containers. I need to make sure that I have another one so that I can put all the food and stuff in it where I can like, you know, latch it so that it's completely, hey, how are you? Good, it's good to see you. And so I was like, I gotta go down the basement to make sure, like, I've got one already in the garage, but I need to, like, another one, right? For, like, all the squirrel food and the bird feed and stuff that's coming. I gotta be prepared, you know what I mean? And since I had just been talking about it, for some reason, seeing the birds out there, then I was like, oh, I need another one of those things. So I go down in the basement, and I go down the basement, and I'm, like, looking. So we've got all these lids and all these things, but they're not like together. We've got all the lids in a stack because I've gone through the basement. I've been cleaning the basement, you know, for the last 8 years or something like that. So it's pretty much done at this point. But then we have like, I don't know, 10 of the plastic containers like all together. And then we have their lids, but we don't have like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the lids matching the container. So I wanted one where you can like, where an animal can't get into it, because I was just talking to somebody the other day. I can't remember what animal they said that got into it. It was something weird. It wasn't like just like a mouse. But they said was getting into that. And so you don't want that. So you got to have the one that has. So I was looking for that one. I found the lid and I found the container, but then it didn't match. And then I was like, it was like playing that game memory. Anyway, so I got that one. I did find one. And then put it out in the garage next to the other container. Because see, what we're going to do is when the garage is completely, like, it's mostly cleaned out now. But, like, when the tables are built, because those boxes are still in the garage and stuff like that, when all that's done, we're going to get one of those rack things. Like, you know what I'm talking about, from, like, Lowe's or Sam's Club. You know what I'm talking about? Just racks. And then we're going to put, because we keep the toilet paper and the paper towels out there. And then I'm going to keep, like, the bins out there as well. And then it'll be real organized in the garage. It's coming real soon. And then, yeah, so... But anyway, then I came out here and I like looked at the battery because the battery was sitting right, and I had the camera up and everything, and I was like, did I change the battery? Because I didn't remember. I was like, did I already change it? I was like, I don't think I did. So then I changed it, and then my favorite neighbors were walking by. And so, anyway, I was talking to them, so that's where I've been. But you know what somebody told me? Is that, you know when I say 2 and 2? Somebody said that. Okay, I always knew it was from Love Connection. If you ever watch Love Connection with Chuck Woolery back in the day, he'd say, we'll be back in 2 and 2. That's where that 2 and 2 thing comes from, okay? But what I didn't know is, this is crazy, I never knew this. Somebody commented, whoever you are, thank you for commenting this. I was going to look it up. They said the reason he said that was because back in the day, commercials were exactly like 2 minutes and 2 seconds or something. I'm going to look on here and see. I meant to look it up that night, but I thought I would save it for the vlog. Only the lonely can stay. Now I'm going to have that song. I'm going to have that song stuck in my head for the rest of the day. Okay, why did... Chuck Woolery. Where is Chuck Woolery? Chuck Woolery. Oh my lord, it comes up die. I didn't even know that he had. Woolery, say 2 and 2. Oh, here it is. Okay. Chuck Woolery, here he is from Love Connection, in case you didn't know who he was, famously said, we'll be back in 2 and 2 as they throw to commercial breaks on his game show, specifically Love Connection and Scrabble. The 2 and 2 refers to the approximate time of a standard commercial break, which is 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Whoever said that to me, I did not know that. That is so cool. Thank you so much. What happened to Chuck Woolery? Let's find out. I didn't even know how he got his start or anything. Oh my god, I should do a drama video on the deep dive of Chuck Woolery. I'm gonna do it! I am gonna do it! Oh, Chuck Woolery. He died. Oh, he just died last year. Did you even know? Oh my God, he was like 80 or something. He died November 23rd last year in Texas, it said. I'm going to do a deep dive on Chuck Woolery. Okay. He was born March 16th in Ashland, Kentucky. 83 years old. Okay. Spouse, Terry Nelson from 1985 to 04. Joanne Flug, 1972-1980. Margaret Hayes, 1961 to 1971. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children. He's 6'2". I didn't know he was 6'2". Why did Chuck Woolery leave Wheel of Fortune? He did, though? Dispute with the show's creator, Merv Griffin. Oh my God, y'all remember Merv Griffin? Woolery won a higher salary, which was ultimately not offered, leading to his departure on December 25th, 1981. Why did I not remember that? Woolery had been the host of Wheel of Fortune since its premiere in 1975. Why don't I remember that? What is that one of those things called? Mandela effect? Why did I think Pat Sajak was always the host of Wheel of Fortune? Is that a Mandela effect? Am I getting that right? Okay. In 1981, he requested a raise, aiming for a weekly salary of $10,000. Man, those housewives get paid $100,000 plus an episode, comparable to other game show hosts. Merv Griffin countered with $7,500 per week, and NBC offered to cover the remaining $2,500. However, Griffin threatened to move the show to CBS, causing NBC to withdraw the offer. Oh. Woolery's contract was not renewed, and he left the show on December 25th, 1981. Pat Sajak took over as host on December 28th of that year. Oh, okay. Why is Pat Sajak trending? I swear to God, if Pat Sajak is something like, I don't know if he died or when he died or if he's still alive or whatever, but if like I'm talking about this is going to truly prove that I'm a psychic of the world, because you could not script this kind of stuff. It says he's trending. Why is he trending today? It's not his birthday. He didn't die. Nothing's happening. CBS dealt shocker and Wheel of Fortune lost 2 days ago. Pat Sajak is returning to Wheel of Fortune as host nearly 1 year after he retired and was replaced. Celebrity Wheel of Fortune fans are screaming finally over this epic news. Former Wheel of Fortune host Pat Sajak to return to a game show for final spin. Oh, what is this? Let's read about it. Vanna. I love Vanna. Vanjie. Vanjie. Oh my God. I was watching all of those RuPaul's Drag Race clips yesterday. I think I talked about it on here. But that one where Miss Vanjie she exits when she gets kicked off. She goes, Vanjie. When they show RuPaul cannot contain herself. I mean, she's laughing so hard. Okay, former Wheel of Fortune host Pat Sajak to return game show for final spin. I'm calling this one tonight, this vlog, I'm calling it the final spin. Well, here I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a thumbnail. Big money, big money. My mom and I used to always say that. It'd just be the two of us at the kitchen table eating, you know, whole wheat spaghetti. And maybe like one leaf of like iceberg lettuce with a cherry tomato and like, oh, what did I always have to have? What was that dressing I always had to have as a kid? I hated any kind of dressing. I didn't even like ranch dressing. What was that dressing my grandma got me started on? Probably because that's all they had in prison. No, true story. Catalina! Oh my God, I had to have that Catalina dressing. My mom would say it just tastes like Thousand Island dressing but with sugar in it. I love that Catalina dressing. Do you remember that so much? Oh my God, I love that. Okay. After decades behind the iconic wheel, but here be my mom and I at the kitchen table. Big money, big money. Do this with Family Feud, remember that? Okay. I still do that. After decades behind the iconic wheel, followed by his 2024 retirement, Pat Sajak is preparing for his final spin on Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. Sajak, who stepped down from his hosting duties in June 2024, will make one last appearance on the beloved spin-off series beginning on April 30th, according to a press release. Oh, that's coming up. A star-studded lineup is gearing up to join Sajak for a week of Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, including Josh Gad, Regina Hall, I love her so much, Ellie Kemper, Justin Long, Joe Manganiello, I know I just effed his name up, Catherine McPhee, is she from American Idol? Okay, and more. The Hollywood, I wouldn't say star-studded. I mean, is Vanna going to be there? The show's The Hollywood players will have a chance to win $1 million for the charity of their choice. Oh my God, I just watched this clip. These are the kinds of things I watch on YouTube. The woman that won $1 million on Wheel of Fortune. Did you see that? And there's probably been more than one. But he's like, he opens it. He's like, you won $1 million. She's like, ah! Okay. The special celebrity Wheel of Fortune episodes will be followed by the 2025 Jeopardy Masters Tournament hosted by former champion Ken Jennings. Sajak's return. Where's talk about Vanna? Oh, Wheel of Fortune co-host Vanna White later signed a contract that will keep her on the show through the 2025-2026 year. I love Vanna so much. When I was a kid, no, true story, I wanted to be Vanna White. I wanted to be Vanna White and turn those letters. But if you watch her now, she's kind of like walks by and she's kind of like points into the letters. She don't turn them letters anymore. How old is Vanna White? Let's look this up. She still looks so good, doesn't she? Oh my God, I wanted to be Vanna White. And then who was the one, Price is Right? I think it was Janice on the Price is Right. I thought she was so, oh God, I wanted to be her. I wanted to be one of those Price is Right girls. I just knew, listen, when I was a kid, I was watching all of those like Hollywood movies, like, what was that movie called? Like the one, I was watching like murder movies about Hollywood and things like that, and I love those angel movies, you know? High School Student by Day, Hooker at Night. I love those movies back in the day. But I wanted to be, I thought, listen, I'm going to move to Hollywood and I'm going to be one of those Price is Right gals showing the cars. And then at night, I'm going to be going out. I mean, I was like 8 thinking this, okay? With my grandma while she's smoking, you know, one Salem Light after. She'd just be smoking and drinking her little tiny cups. And there I'd be sitting there watching Price is Right with her. And I'd be like dreaming of how I was going to move to Hollywood. And, you know, I was going to meet somebody on the Price is Right. I think her name was Janice. But anyway, Vanna White. Let's look. I love Vanna White. I think a friend of mine, when I was like junior high or elementary school, maybe one of my mom's friend's daughters, she was Vanna White and I was Pat Sajak for, I don't think we knew their names. We knew Vanna's name. She is 68 years old. Can we just talk about, she looks fantastic. I love her. Okay, let's look up, is it Janice? Not from the Muppets, but was that her name? Janice, Wheel of Fortune. I'll know her if I see her, if it's her. No, Price is Right. Price is Right. Is that her? Oh my God, it is her! Look, it's her. Here it is. There she is. That's who I wanted to be on the Price is Right. And here she is. Oh! And they got all these pictures. Look at her today. Somebody is mowing their lawn while I'm out here trying to vlog. Can you even believe it? Here she is today. Janice Pennington. How did I remember her name and everything? The lawnmowers aren't even out here today, so I don't know what they're doing. She is 82 years old. Oh my God. She looks so good. Now I'm falling down the rabbit hole of all this. She's written Husband, Lover, Spy, A True Story. That's what's that about? Did Janice Pennington see The Price is Right? Oh, she got fired. Janice and Kathleen. Who's Kathleen from The Price is Right? Do I remember her? I'm gonna have to go put an end to this in a second. It sounds like they're chopping wood over there. I don't remember her. Do you remember her? She's pretty though. Hold on for a second. I need to go find out what's going on. I'll be right back in two. I am not really sure what is going on, but that is a mess of trouble over there. I'm just gonna tell you that right now, okay? He is all over the yard and things. Do you hear that sound? Does anybody want to guess what that is? It's this thing that looks like a lawnmower that he's pushing, but then it's got a hose attached to it, and it's like spraying like weed eater all over everything. Now, I'll tell you what, from reading The Comfort of Crows, you don't want to do that. That kills animals, and it kills natural things that are growing. I don't know why they decided to wake up today on Sunday and say, today we are going to fix Grandma's yard, okay? But they are running around with like, when I was just standing there watching them like, do you not know we pay for landscaping? Like, you don't need to be doing all this kind of stuff. Like, we pay for landscaping. It's like mowing the lawn and stuff. I'm like, we pay for landscaping. But then the granddaughter comes running out with something like this, but it looked like I don't know, an owl or something. She's like running over, and the mom's like, put it over there. It's like getting real late. Like, we gotta get Grandma settled now, you know? It's like, he's like frantically going all over the yard, weeding and everything. It's like, oh my God, what's going on over there in this house? Gotta get, oh maybe because it looks like it's gonna rain or something. I don't know. It kind of looks like it's gonna rain a little bit, doesn't it? Kind of see in the distance there. You guys are like, no. He's about to drive me crazy with this weed eater thing. I should go over there, and you know what I should say? I should say, I love your mom. I see her all the time. And he'd say, oh, thank you. I say, I see her a lot more than you do. You only come over here once a year to fix her yard and drive us all crazy on that one Sunday. Like, why don't you come over to see your mom more? Nobody comes to visit these people in this neighborhood. It's so sadly. Honestly, it is. But anyway, I mean, some people do, but not mostly. She does. She goes down. You know what she does? She trims her grandma's toenails for her. I said, you are the best granddaughter in the entire world because you trim your grandma's toenails for you. It's getting real loud out here. I don't know that I can continue with all this loudness. Telling these sad stories anyway. Well, last night didn't happen the way that I thought it was going to happen at all, but I was completely fine with it, let me tell you. So Alex was at his mom's house, and I thought it was just going to be like his mom and his grandma and his cousin that were over there, because apparently his aunt and uncle were like, they were doing something at the house, and so his grandma and his cousin went and stayed with his mom for the weekend. Okay. But then it ended up being like 4 of his mom's friends from her old neighborhood. So anyway, he was over there for a while. And then when I got done vlogging, I texted him and I said, hey, I'm done vlogging. He was like, okay. And he was like texting with his girlfriend that she had just taken her daughter on spring break and he hadn't seen her and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, I'm thinking about meeting up with her with dinner. Would you care? And I was like, I wouldn't care at all, no. Because I was going to like get the vlog up. I was going to take a shower. I wanted to watch some shows. I wanted to read is really what I wanted to do last night, right? So I was like, are you still wanting to watch Atlanta and stuff? I feel like it is so loud. Can he just stop? Ma'am, it is 4:28. What is this? It is supper time. It is supper time on Sunday, okay? It is supper time. This nonsense needs to stop. You need to be taking your mom out to have supper at the MCL diner instead of doing this. She don't care about her yard. It does look nice though. They got it all mulched and everything. But anyway. Oh, thank God. There is a Jesus. There is a Jesus. Okay. But anyway. So he was like, do you care if I go out to dinner, blah, 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 with her? We might catch drinks later. I don't know. He's like, other friend was like asking them to like go out to go see some DJ last night. And I was like, no, babe, do whatever you want to do. I said, I could care less. I said, I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to relax. He's like, you don't care if we watch Atlanta tomorrow? I was like, no, I could care less. Go, we can watch Atlanta and RuPaul's another night. He was like, are you sure? I was like, babe, go have dinner. Go have fun. I'm going to take a shower and relax. So he ended up going to Indianapolis and then they went to Ocean Prime to go have like a glass of wine at Ocean Prime. And then when they got done, he and his friend came back here because he was going to change. They were going downtown to hear this DJ. They asked me if I wanted to go. I was like, at that point, well, so anyway, in the interim, I was getting my vlog rendered and uploaded, and when I was getting it rendered, I decided to like take a long shower, exfoliate some of his dead skin off, took a long shower, lotion, and all that kind of stuff, and put on like fresh pajamas. I am so excited about wearing like, I'm going to sit out here in the cotton pajamas. I'm going to give me some shorty pajamas. Whenever I say the shorty pajamas, people do not know what I'm talking about. So I think before we even start, I have a pair literally in the plastic that I bought last year and never wore them. So before we get into this, Now they have really expensive brands and stuff like that. I might buy me an expensive brand this year. Short, men's, you gotta say, pajamas with buttons. I love the pinstripe ones. Okay. But I like the ones that have collars on them. These don't necessarily have collars on them, but here you can see. Here's a pair of Lands' End ones. These are, okay, these are so cute. $47 though. But this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about shorty pajamas. Do you see what I'm talking about? Now, my husband had some very similar dinner outfits. I said, you're gonna wear pajamas to dinner? He goes, this is all the rage right now, don't you know? He did look so cute in them. They were like linen, like matching like pant and suit outfits. But I said, those are pajamas. He goes, no. He's like, this is what everybody's wearing like in Ibiza and things like that. I go, okay, well, oh, she's talking on the phone while she's walking. I like to listen to what they say. But anyway, so this is, I might get me some. I might get these. These are cute. They have them in different colors. Oh, they do. Oh, they have them. Oh, these, oh my God, these remind me of my mom. Look at these. Can we just talk about these? How cute these are. They're like white. Look at those. Can you see, but they're like striped. From Lands' End. Oh wait, went way out. Aren't those so cute? So cute. 47. Oh, you can get them at Macy's. 59. Kohl's, 59. But they have all kinds. See, if you put in short pajamas for men with buttons, my mom used to wear them. My mom, she liked these kind of pajamas, but made for women. And she always had this like robe that came past her knee. It was like this orange robe. My mom loved to wear pajamas. When I was growing up, she wore like the nightgown. She wore like the Lunds night. You know what I'm talking about? Like the long sleeve. I don't know how she did it. But when she got older, she used to always wear short pajamas. Like when we would go stay at the casino and stuff like that, she'd always have like short pajamas. And then she had this like, oh, you know, now I wish I would have kept that robe. Kind of reminds me of my mom. But anyway, I did keep one robe of my mom. My mom loved the movie. I have this robe in the basement. I should show it to you guys. She loved the movie, well, I can't think of what it's called, with Brad Pitt, Fight Club. It was one of my mom's favorite movies of life. If you've ever seen the movie, there is a robe that Brad Pitt wears in it. Brad Pitt. It has like coffee cups or teacups on it. Robe. Fight Club. Okay, yeah, here it is. Do you see this robe? Okay, it's got like coffee cups on it and stuff like that. My mom was obsessed with this robe. She wanted this robe so bad, okay? I found it for her in blue, and you wanna know where I found it at? Talbot's at the mall. Talbot's, okay? I went everywhere looking for this robe, and that year, because you couldn't like, I mean, it was like before Googles and things like that. You couldn't look up stuff the way you can today. I mean, I'm sure the internet existed, but it was long before looking up this stuff. So anyway, I found this robe. I still have this robe in light blue in our basement hanging right now. It's probably worth something. Anyway, but I can't give away. But my mom had this orange robe, and it was like, it kind of had like these long sleeves on it, and it was kind of short. It was almost kind of like a spa robe, you know what I mean? But it was like bright orange, and on the outside it was like terry cloth, but on the inside, it like, because you know you would roll the collar over, and it was like on the outside was kind of like this satiny material. She loved this robe. And then she had like, she loved the color peach and pink. Like hot pink and peach were two of my mom's favorite colors. Well, black, she always wore black. Black and hot pink and peach were like her three favorite colors. So she always had like hot pink and peach pajamas, and she would always wear like these little short pajamas with like, and she loves slippers, you know, she loved her slippers. What is that picture of Joan Didion and the sling glasses? You want to know what I think of when I think of my mom? Here, I'm going to show you. Joan Didion, this ad for Celine, these sunglasses reminds me so much of my mother towards the end of her life, okay? Although Joan Didion looked a little bit older here, but this is how my mom dressed literally every single day of her life, okay? Like black t-shirt, black turtleneck, black button down, big black sunglasses. And this was kind of my mom's haircut towards the end of her life. Although my mom was 64 and Joan Didion's probably 80 in this picture. But anyway, I love that ad for Celine by Joan Didion. Rest in peace, Joan. But anyway, oh, look at her. Isn't she so fantastic? Love her so much. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, but I want to get some shorty pajamas and things like that. So I took a shower last night, and I was like, well, now I got the whole night. To be honest with you, I didn't really want to watch Atlanta. I'm kind of over Atlanta. Nikki's getting caught up on it, because I told her, I said, you can watch it this season. You don't really need to know the backstories, because it's like almost all new people. So she was like, last night, she's like, I got 3 episodes left. And I said, well, we got 3 episodes, so you're exactly where we are on it. I'm just kind of like, I don't know what it is. I'm just not really into Atlanta. We're going to watch it tonight, I'm sure, and get caught up on it, because he's really wanting to watch it. I want to watch RuPaul more. It was just his lip sync extravaganza. So, once I got done with my shower, I, like, changed some of the bedding and made the bed really nice and stuff like that. Lit all the candles. And my vlog was uploading at that point. And so, I sat out here. It was still, like, light. It was still light. It was, like, getting darker, but I sat out here with my book, and I like had a, like a what do you call it? I had a Diet Dr. Pepper, and I sat out here, and I just like sat in like my like comfy pajamas and my robe, which I almost like. Who was I talking to yesterday? And they said, oh, there's my pool crew people again, and I think it was Nikki, and she said, I thought you didn't like robes. I'm not a big robe person. Like Alex wears robes all the time. Like he wears. Oh, they're gonna walk. Oh, maybe they're gonna stop by here. Are they going the other way? Come this way, come this. Oh, they are. They're coming. Oh, they're probably going. Her brother lives down there. That's probably where they're going. Because Sunday, supper in Indiana, you know. So anyway, Alex wears a robe like all the time. Like t-shirts, sweats. He wears his like slides. He always wears socks. Socks and slides. I don't. I can't wear. I've gotten used to socks. There's these socks I want to order. It doesn't matter. I won't show what they're called. I can't remember what they're called. Some brand. One that colors, it's like a brown, it's like called mocha, and then the off-white is called latte. But I love these socks. Called like 3 a.m. or something like that. Have you guys seen these socks? They're kind of slouchy socks. I like them. But anyway, I like socks sometimes, but typically I don't. Why are we able to have this conversation? So anyway, but last night I like put my comfy pajamas on. Like I said, I want to get some cotton pajamas that, you know, like flow in the wind. I can sit out here, you know, with my Diet Dr. Pepper and read my books and things like that. So I sat out here for a little bit and I read, and that was really nice. But I couldn't get comfortable in this chair. I'm a little worried about this because I haven't been reading out here. I've been reading inside, right? I'm sitting up reading like this. For some reason, I wasn't comfortable at all. So I was like, okay, we're going to have to work on this as the summer goes on, because I want to read out here, you know? And so I think part of it is I don't have an ottoman out here. I'm showing you guys right now, but you can't see it. I got my legs up right here. I don't have an ottoman out here. I need to just get one of those little ottomans you can get at like the Five Below and stuff like that, just to keep out here. But anyway, they must have been going to her brother's because they didn't come by this way. That makes me sad. I want to see them. So anyway, so I read out here for a little bit, and then I was talking on the phone, talked to Tanya for a long time, talked to Nikki about 3 times last night, was texting Mel, talked to my sponsor, I talked to everybody on the phone last night. Caroline and I were texting, and then, so then Alex and his friend came back here because he wanted to change, and then they were going to take an Uber downtown. So they were here for like 15 minutes. Anyway, that was his friend that he went to go, because I was looking at her engagement ring last night. We were talking about her wedding and stuff, because today he went over to the bridal shop where she had already picked out her dress, but she like wanted to show, like, I think her grandma was there today, Alex, some of their other friends and stuff, so that they could see her dress. And so, anyway, so he went to that today, and then after that, he came home and he picked me up, and we went to brunch today. But they came last night. And then, so he went out with her, and then I just, like, couldn't get in. Does this ever happen to you? Oh, I got caught up. That's what I did last night. Before they got back here, I watched Matlock. So I'm completely caught up on Matlock. Woo! Okay. If y'all are caught up on Matlock and you've been keeping your mouth shut, for me, I really appreciate it. But I will tell you, the last 2 episodes that I watched, is next week the finale of this season? I mean, I know it got renewed already, but you know how I've been saying I'm so bored? I think I just said it yesterday. I'm so bored of Matlock because nothing happens. Something happened. I mean, something really major happened. I am so into it now. But the last 2 episodes were really good. So I got caught up on that. So then, like, he left, and they went downtown, and I just could not get into anything. Nikki was talking about, she was watching that $1 Million... I was going to start watching it, too, on Netflix. Then I started watching the, what do you call it? The Long Island Killings, about Gilgo Beach. Okay, so many people have told me to watch it, that it's so good and whatever. I've read the book. I've watched the other documentary I've watched like 2 documentaries about it. There's nothing new in this documentary. I watched the whole first episode. It's literally a repeat of everything I already know. I don't even, to be honest with you, I don't even think it's done that well. It just feels kind of, to me, like, it's like this is all the information laid out. It doesn't seem to me like, if there's something that I need to keep on watching it for the 2nd and 3rd episode, like if they come out with some like massive information that I don't know already, please let me know in the comment section below. But I feel like I know so much about that case. Like, do you ever, like, with some of these cases, like, you watch them over and over and over again? Like, oh my God, Mel, she could, like, watch 100 documentaries of the Murdaugh murders and never get bored. I feel like some of these cases, like, I've heard it, like, you even see, like, at the beginning of it, I think her name's Shannon Gilbert, is one of the victims. Like, I saw a whole documentary where, like, it's better done than this one. I can't remember what it's called, but I watched it, like, 2 years ago. It was like this guy and girl documentary team that went around. They interviewed her mom. Like, it was much better done than this was. I can't believe this documentary is getting all the attention. When that other documentary, I don't know. Maybe I should watch this and do the comparison, but I'll be honest with you. I just sat there and I was so bored. And I called Nikki up and I said, I'm mad at you. And she goes, why? And I said, because I don't have anybody else to be mad at. So she started laughing. I said, no, girl, I'm mad. I can't find anything to watch. And I said, I got 400 shows on my watch list, but I don't know that I want to get really into start something tonight. You know what I mean? So that's when she told me she was watching that $1 Million thing. So then what else did I start? I started something else. I mean, I had so many shows I was going to start watching last night. Has anybody watched that Gold? It's about a guy that put, like, a treasure chest up in the mountains. It's 3 episodes on Netflix. I was going to watch that. I didn't know what to watch. Please give me a recommendation of a thriller you cannot stop watching that's new. That's new. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll watch Ghosts. Tanya and Nikki both were like, okay, watch Ghosts. So they just laughed at me. What was Tanya watching? I can't remember what she said she was watching. She was so excited because her husband got her a Blizzard yesterday from Dairy Queen. But, so then I start watching Ghosts. Okay, well then, and I can't get into this at all, and you guys don't even know the people involved. But Alex runs into some people last night that's telling him about, like, some major, like, relationship, divorce, drama that, like, happened with people that we used to know back in the day and hang out with. Nobody that I've ever mentioned on video before. And so, I mean, long before that. And so, he's, like, texting me all this stuff. And I'm like, and so, it's at this point, it's like 1:30 in the morning. I know nobody's up, right? So, I reach out to my one friend, but I don't want to text her because I know that she keeps... she keeps her phone, like, on silent. So, like, I message her on Instagram, and I'm like, if you're up, then blah, 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 whatever. And so, because I wanted to know, like, if she... Melissa was asleep, and it was Aaron, okay? So, anyway. So, she messages me, like, a half an hour later. Her and Eric are at a psychic convention in Cincinnati with his family. I go, you're doing what? She goes, we're at this new age psychic convention. We're having so much fun. So I said, did you get a tarot card reading? She goes, we got tarot card readings. We got psychic readings. They were having so much fun. But anyway, so we're like up, like gossiping like high school kids because none of us had heard of this. We didn't talk to these people in years and years and years, right? I didn't want to call Melissa because I didn't know if she'd still be up or not. So anyway, Alex is texting me this stuff as he goes. I'm like relaying it to like Aaron. Anyway, I'm trying to tell Nikki because Nikki's the only other person up at this time, you know? And so I'm trying to explain it to Nikki, but she don't know none of these people because I've never talked about these people because these are people that we hung out with like 10 years ago. So anyway, that was my excitement for the night. And I'm so sad about this. I'm devastated. That's going to be my thumbnail. I'll never remember where I put that. Almost 20 minutes. I'm devastated because I finished Ghost last night. Well, I didn't finish it. I got caught up. I think there's 4 more episodes. It's not one little bird. Oh, hi, honey. So, I got caught up on Ghost last night. Oh, my lord, that was a cardinal. It just, like, shot right up here and just... Where are they going on top of the house? What is going on? I said, hi, honey, and then it came just shooting out at me. I I need to bring my book out here. You know, 2 people have sent me books about Mayor and who else sent me that book about I've got it right in the kitchen, about Indiana. I gotta bring those books out here and start looking at this stuff. Anyway, I do know enough to know that that's a female cardinal over there. Oh, right next to, oh my God, a male cardinal. Oh, they're beautiful. Why don't they come over here? Because she has got all that stuff in her garden, and so they go over there and they sit. They're sitting on little perch areas and birdhouses. Wait till I have all that shit coming in. Wait till I have all that stuff up in my yard. They're coming over to my yard. It's going to be birds aplenty over here. I cannot wait. But anyway, so I finished. They're so pretty. They're like way back. Oh, she's got a little bird feeder over there. Oh, I need to get some of those things. That's what I need to get. Do you know what I'm talking about? Those iron rod things? I need to get those and have them up through here with the birdhouses and stuff. Yeah. I need to get those too. It's going to be my garden against her garden for the birds this year. Listen, I got pollinators. I got bird feeders. I got squirrel feeders. I think the squirrel feeders are going to go out back. It's going to be a competition between she and I. I'm going to have all kinds of wildflowers out there for pollinators. I think I might get 2 of those like metal things, you know what I'm talking about? And I might grow wildflowers in them, just out here, and then do it out back. But you know what I'm talking about, those big metal things? Anyway, those like tins, I might put them out here. I don't know, that might look kind of tacky though, but I thought it'd be kind of fun. Anyway, so I finished Ghost last night. Alex came home, and then I had like 4 episodes left. He was not even out that late last night. And then he came home, and he was so tired, and he was like, he's trying to like tell me everything. I said, well, we've been talking about it. So he's like, tell me tomorrow, I'm going to go to bed. I said, okay, because he had to get up early tomorrow. Not early, but he had to get up to go to this bridal thing, today. And so I said, we'll talk about it at brunch tomorrow. So anyway, he went to bed, and I was like, I had 4 episodes of Ghost left. And I was like, I think 3 or 4 episodes ago. So I was like, should I just finish it? Should I just get caught up? It's not, so I'm on the 4th season, which is not over yet. It's still going. But I was like, should I just finish it? So I just finished it last night. I'm sad about it. Now I'm going to watch the UK Ghosts. But tonight we'll watch Atlanta tonight. That'll be 3 hours of Atlanta, and then we'll watch RuPaul. That'll be like another hour and a half. So we got like 4 or 5 hours of TV, but which I'm excited about that and being relaxed and all that kind of stuff. But I want to get into something tonight. Nikki finished the 4th book in the Life as We Knew It series, and she hated it. She said she almost DNF'd it. She said and we had both said this, that it should have ended on the 3rd book. The 4th book is so weird. It's all told from her younger brother's point of view, and he is, to put it bluntly, not very nice in the 4th book. And I don't love how it's very kind of Handmaid's Tale. I don't love how the 4th book is going. So she finished it. She's on to something else. I cannot wait to finish it. So I'm going to put some time and energy into that book tonight. And then tomorrow, I've got to schedule like 4 appointments for different things. And then I'm going to film a bunch of videos. So tonight I'm going to put together my list of what all my videos are going to be. And then, yeah. And figure that out. Groove is in the heart. Anyway. Now I should do my thumbnail. Remember how I said in Mexico that I was going to start posing for my thumbnails? I'm going to call it Only the Lonely. No, I don't like that thumbnail. That's not bad. That's kind of different, isn't it? Anyway, it don't matter. You guys are like, Peter, we do not care about the thumbnail. I know. When did I become the master of the thumbnail? Never. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday. I hope that you are refreshed. Y'all you want to know what we had for brunch? Okay, it's so exciting. Alex had the turkey chili. Today, well, Thursday is the last day, so we got a whole container of it to bring home. Thank God. And then he had a Cuban, which he ate like 2 bites of it, and then he brought home. I had the Fat Rabbit, which is the vegan sandwich on a bagel, while they still have them there. And I had coffee, and it was coconut cream today. It's actually pretty good. I don't usually love the coconut cream, but it's pretty good. So, yeah, and that was our brunch, and now we're home, and now I'm done vlogging. And I'm going to go inside and get this up, and I'm going to relax. So, I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys. And I hope that you're getting rested, rejuvenated, relaxed, and refreshed for the week ahead. We're going to have a great week. This week is going to be so good. We're going to be productive, but we're going to be relaxed and calm and peaceful. We're going to remember that we have a pause button, that when something is driving us nuts, we can hit the pause button. We're going to remember, like I needed to earlier this week, that we can start our day or our week over whenever we need to. But it's not going to matter because this week is going to be fantastic. And yeah, we're going to have a great week. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.